Hi, everybody. This is Mark again from my prostate cancer experience, a short video series that I'm creating for all of you to share as I go through this prostate cancer treatment. So today, this is a little bit later in the day. This is my day of surgery. It's actually November 8th. I'm sorry, November 9th, 2015. I posted a video earlier today after I got out of surgery, going through some of my experiences after waking up. And so right now it is about it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So my surgery finished about 9:30 in the morning. I was up here in the hotel room late morning. I spent the afternoon, and what I wanted to share with everybody is that it is the first couple of hours is pretty tough. So bear yourself for it. Don't get too depressed. Don't feel like it's too much of an issue because it does start to pass. And as the day moves on, you get remarkably better throughout the day. So currently, the sensation that I have is that I still have a bladder. It still feels like my bladder is full, and it feels that I have to urinate, even though I have a catheter in me, which is draining it. There's also a sensation that you may have to take a number two. But apparently that's because the rectum and penis and former area of the prostate and bladder all kind of sort of work together and have that kind of sensation. So I had my first walk a couple hours ago. So at about 2 o'clock, no, I'm sorry, about an hour ago. Time, time is kind of, you lose sense of time, after the anesthetic. By the way, the anesthetic made my mouth very, very dry. In my last video, it was very, very scratchy. I couldn't sort of get onto some words. It's getting better. It's still a little bit that way, but I'm told that's from the anesthetic and for no other reason. So at about 3 o'clock, I did my first walk. And it's interesting because when I'm lying in bed like this, I mean, any movement you make, you feel throughout your middle part, your core part of the body. There's a fear that you're going to tear something or rip the urethra, which was stitched together after the surgery. And also there's surgical incisions for where the Da Vinci robotic arms went in and did the surgery from. There's also a little bag attached to the side of my navel. When they remove your prostate, it comes out through the side of the navel, not directly in back, but in behind, and so that leaks for a little while. But there's a bag to catch that up there, so there's no mess. There's really nothing happening here. But for the walk, I had to get out of bed, and I didn't want to move. I mean, I'm barely moving in the bed as it is. I'm trying to be sensitive to keeping my body moving a little bit because you don't want to just sit on your body on the same spot the whole time for the whole day. I think that's a little dangerous. They also have two sleeves around my calves, and those sleeves inflate with air automatically. You can hear it right now. That machine pumps it, and that's to increase circulation and avoid the clots. But anyway, for the walk, I had to get to a seated position. It was very painful. I was reluctant to do it because, once again, I felt like, I don't know, I might be tearing something. But the nurse on duty, who's amazing, assured me that that wasn't the case. So what we did is we kind of sat me up a little bit like this. I swung my legs out. And with the help of two people, I grabbed their arm and pulled myself up rather than the other way around. I was on my feet and surprisingly very mobile. I thought it would be difficult. The hardest part in this post-surgery period is the lying in the bed part. If you're not positioned right, if you're uncomfortable, standing up to go for a walk, I won't say it felt better, but I felt like it was a little bit easier. So what I did is I did 6 laps down the hallway, and it's a pretty long hallway here at the Lenox Hill Hospital. And apparently, once that starts to happen, some of the gases that are in your system will kind of free up a little bit, but it is good to walk every couple of hours. I plan to do 10 round trips next time. I didn't want to overdo it on the first time. But One of the situations that I'm in right now, which is I shouldn't call it a situation. This is kind of what happens after the surgery. They do fill up your abdomen with a lot of air, so it gets inflated. It has nowhere to go. Eventually, it will kind of work its way through. So what they want you to do, and walking certainly helps with this, is they want you to pass gas. And no, ordinarily, if you're a polite person, you're kind of very shy about doing that. But in this setting right now, as long as there's gas in your system, you're going to feel that cramping in your bladder and other parts of the body as well. So the real goal is to pass gas as quickly as you can. Until you pass gas, and I haven't yet, they will limit you to uh, clear foods. So what I have here, I've got a bowl of broth. And by the way, the cuisine at the Lenox Hill Hospital in David Samadi's wing is out of this world. I mean, I'm a foodie. I'm a restaurant, connoisseur, and this is restaurant quality. This is amazing. So picture there's a chef in there somewhere. So I have this bowl of soup. They brought me a little bit of Jello and a nice sweet ice cream treat, lemon water ice. It's not ice cream, it's water ice. They brought over some tea. I take these little bottles of water and put some cranberry in it just to give it a little bit of flavor. And you have to master the art. By the way, if you're going to take drinks when you're lying like this, it backs up a little bit, so you got to be a little careful. There we go. But anyway, so a dramatic improvement just over the last couple of hours. So after your surgery, your first day in the hospital, you're going to have a couple of really tough hours. So just brace yourself for it. It's nothing you can't live through. It's nothing that is going to damage you in any way. It's just something you have to kind of bear. And I think sometimes a lot of my female friends, tell me that once you go through childbirth, you can handle anything. So this isn't as bad as I would imagine childbirth, but it's very, very uncomfortable. It's really not painful. It's just a lot of comfort. And then as the day goes on, it gets better. What they call bladder spasms. To me, a spasm is sort of like a shock attack. The bladder is constantly in a state of feeling like like it's full, and you have to go. And I think, as I said before, just picture yourself on a road trip where you absolutely have to find the next rest station, and you're kind of holding it in. Well, that's what you're going to feel like this whole day. It's a little bit better now, later in the afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Pardon me, but and that burping, that's part of the gas escaping as well. So my next video will be the second day, the day after surgery, and we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. I'll share with you all of my thoughts candidly. I'm trying to figure the best way to pass gas, because that hasn't happened yet. Because once you pass the gas, you can start eating solid food, and I can't wait, because the food here is amazing. So for now, at least, it's just sort of the soft stuff. But anyway, this is Mark. This is my prostate cancer experience, and keep watching the videos and watch them in order, because you'll be able to share my experience with me.